Alright students, before I start today's lesson, which is on synthetic division, I wanted to quickly clarify the difference between a factor, a root, and a zero. A factor are things that are multiplied together to give you the original. So if I have the original polynomial x squared plus 2x minus 8, its factors are the things in parentheses that multiply together. So factors multiply. Roots, however, are the solutions. X equals, that's a root. All right? And the zeros are the actual places where it crosses the x-axis. Now we use the word zeros and roots interchangeably because where does it cross the x-axis? At the points we just found, which are the roots. So the roots are the same points as the zeros. So we can kind of use those interchangeably. But I wanted to point out to you the difference between them and the difference between these and roots and factors. Alright, so looking at today's lesson. Okay, so today we're learning about synthetic division, which is kind of like long division, only it's a little bit shorter. So instead of doing your normal long division sign, where you have a curl and then a line on top, synthetic division has a line coming down and across. Alright, so that's how the difference in how it looks. Synthetic division is a lot quicker and faster, and you'll probably like it better than long division. So let's say that we're trying to divide this long polynomial by x minus 3. The first thing that you have to do is you have to write this with just the coefficients, just the numbers in front, and instead of using this factor, we're going to have to use a root. X minus 3 is the factor. But if I solve for x equals 3 is the root. Okay, so the first step is to write the root on the outside and to put all the coefficients on the inside. Okay, so now here is how you do synthetic division. You are going to bring down the first number. The first number is 3, we just bring it directly down. Next, we multiply up to the second row. 3 times 3 is 9. And when you make your synthetic division sign, you need to make sure that you leave enough space underneath your coefficients for a second row of numbers. Alright? So first we bring the number down, then we multiply. 3 times 3 is 9. The next step is to add down. Now this is different than regular long division because when you're doing long division, when you get to this part, you would subtract. But for synthetic division, we're just going to add the columns. So negative 2 plus 9 is 7. Okay, then we're going to repeat that. Again, we multiply. 3 times 7 is 21. Then we add down 21, then we add down 21 plus 3 is 24. Then we multiply again and we have 3 times 24 is 72. And we add down. Negative 4 plus 72 is 68. Okay, and we're done. Now, we're going to write out our answer. These numbers down here are our answer. But now, the new degree is going to be 1 less than our old degree. Since the old degree was a 3, the new one that we write out will be 2. So we're going to have 3. Okay, so I write this out with my new degree of 2. I have 3x squared plus 7x plus 24, and the last number is my remainder. The remainder goes over your original factor. So my factor was x minus 3. So now I'm going to say that this is plus 68 over x minus 3. And that's the answer. So let's look at another example of synthetic division. In this example, we're asked to divide this entire polynomial by x minus 2. The first thing we have to do is to write x minus 2 as a root instead of a factor. If I were to solve that, I would have x equals 2. So that's what I'm going to use. Put 2 on the outside, and remember that when you're making your synthetic division sign, you need to leave enough room under here for a second row. Okay, so now I rewrite my coefficients exactly like I see them in my polynomial. Alright, the first step is to bring down the first number. It comes directly down. Then we multiply. 2 times 2 is 4. Add straight down. Negative 3 plus 4 is 1. And again we multiply. 2 times 1 is 2. Negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Negative 6 plus 3 is negative 3. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. And 8 plus negative 6 is 2. Now I can write out my answer using 1 degree less than my original. The original one had a degree of 4, so now I'm going to write this with a degree of 2, and I see a mistake. This was supposed to be a 3. 4, 3, 2, 1, none. Okay. So now we're going to write out our answer with a degree of 3. So this is 2x to the 3, 1x squared, 3x minus 3, and the last term is our remainder. That number for the remainder goes over the original factor. And that's all there is to synthetic division, my students. I'll see you tomorrow.